Hi everybody, I am so glad that you are back. Today I come with something new and you need to tell me if you like this or not. This is sort of like my version of an anti-haul. So let's make up. Okay, so there are a couple of YouTubers that I watch all the time. One of them being Samantha March. Thank you, Samantha, if you're watching this, because you have so supported me since the beginning of this channel. And the other one is Nicole. I will leave her channel down below. She lives here in Texas, and they both talk about, this is actually a series that was started by Samantha. She started the Will I Buy It series, and she posts every Wednesday, and of course I will leave her channel down below. And then Nicole has one, sort of like her version of it, is called Eyeing and Not Buying or something like that. And I watch them religiously. I just really love what they present. And I started thinking, okay, so what are some of the things that I don't buy, that I just look at and I don't buy? And I thought, well, instead of just doing a complete anti-haul, because let's face it, I want every makeup release out there. I just want it all. I want it, but I'm not gonna buy it all. So I'm gonna look down on my phone here for just a little bit. So please forgive me if I'm looking down. I just don't want to forget anything. So my version of this, I want to call it Want But Won't series, because again, I want everything, but I won't with certain things. And just because, I'll give you my reasons in just a minute. But for what my version of this is, or my idea is to do one product that is, just released, that everybody is talking about, but that I want, but I won't buy. So this first installment of the series, and if you like the series, please let me know down below. Please let me know which release you want me to do next. I have a couple of ideas, but I would love to hear your input, because of course this is for you guys, and just giving you my thoughts. So the first big release that I'm going to be talking about is the James Charles and Morphe collaboration, the Artistry palette. And I will put a picture up here. This palette has 39 shades, every single shade that you would ever want, need, long for, desire. This palette has it. James Charles is a big YouTuber. I will leave his channel down below as well. And he has done a collaboration with Morphe, and it is this palette. James Charles is a super talented makeup artist. He does a lot of artistry makeup, a lot of really out there makeup. And he became famous because of his makeup like that, and his talent is beyond. However, this palette, I want it, but I'm not gonna buy it. And I have a few reasons, and this is why. Like I said, James Charles is super talented, and I do have a couple of things from Morphe. Let me go get them real quick. Okay, so from Morphe, I have a couple of things that I really like. Of course, I have the continuous setting spray. That's not eyeshadow related, but thought I'd mention it. I have the Kathleen Lights collaboration that she did with them. This palette is perfection. I will never declutter it. It's perfection. I also have the 35V. This is called Stunning Vibes or something like that. This is the eyeshadow palette I am wearing today. This is a beautiful eyeshadow palette. I really am enjoying this. I haven't even used every shade because of course it's 35 shades and it's crazy. The other one that I have is of course the Jaclyn Hill palette that is very famous. I have a review on this. I can leave it up here. This palette, I am very light-handed with my eyeshadow, so it doesn't look like I've used it, but I've used the heck out of it. And I really enjoy those palettes from Morphe. So Morphe, they've had their things going on, but I'm just gonna go for the product right now. So number one reason why I'm not getting the James Charles and Morphe collaboration is because I have most of these colors. This is, I think, a take on another palette, and I will leave it up here, that is discontinued for Morphe. I think it's something B, and I'm gonna leave it up here, but it's like his take on it. And just like the palettes that I showed you, just with these palettes right here, I think I have all of those colors. And I also have, not from Morphe, but I have other palettes that I can totally find those colors in. This palette is a good value. It is 39 shadows for $39. So of course it's $1 a shadow. And then you have like the rows of big shadows that he said would be good for every day. Those wouldn't be everyday shadows for me personally. I'm sure there are for some, but for me, there would not be everyday shadows. There are some rows of that palette that I would never use. Some of the blues, some of the greens, I just would never use or not give them enough use. This palette I think can be great for a makeup artist. Some of these, and James Charles said it himself, and you can go watch his video, but he said that some of them are pressed pigments. The everyday person is gonna have a hard time working with pigments. So, you know, if you're not a makeup artist or really experienced, if you're not a makeup, you know, lover like we are, a collector, you know, you're just the average everyday person, this palette can be difficult to work with. I did see a swatch video by Jen Loves Reviews, and I will leave it down below as well. I loved that video because she showed swatches, finger swatches, and brush swatches, and she explained each shadow, and it just gave me another reason to not buy it. Not that she said anything negative about it, but it just gave me another reason to not buy it. So I do think a small percentage of people, like everyday people, would get enough use of this palette. If I were to buy this palette, I think I would use, you know, such a minimal amount compared to all the shadows that I have available for myself. I mean, I even thought about buying the 35V because I thought, oh my gosh, who needs these many shadows for real? But these are shadows that I really love. I love blues. You know, I will get use out of this a lot. And so, like I said, this is the palette that I have today. I wore it I wore it on Sunday, and I've only had it for like a week. And I also found it on sale. Okay, so I think that, you know, this palette is beautiful. It's just that it's so big to store. That's another one of my reasons. It is so big to store that I don't want to, you know, have a lot of clutter. So this is a palette that, you know, is going to be $39, like I said. It doesn't have a mirror. Morphe shadows usually don't have mirrors. It is well thought out. I think the colors are well organized. The big shadows in the middle that he said were going to be for everyday use. For me, again, they're not going to be everyday use. Some of those pigments are going to be, I did touch it, I did swatch 99% of it in store at Ulta, and some of those are so pretty. It's like a red on top that's very pretty. Some of the masks are really pigmented, maybe a little bit too pigmented. Some of them swatch not so well. I just don't think I personally need this palette. This is a total want, so I won't. Anyways, thank you so much, guys, for watching. Thank you for your support. Stay joyfully beautiful. Tell me if you're gonna buy this eyeshadow palette. Tell us why. Tell us if you like it, if you don't like it. I would love to hear your thoughts down below. So I'll see you guys on my next video. Bye-bye.